Welcome everyone to another episode of Wingin It here on Bryno's World. This month I'm once again going to the beverage department to make some wings. Last month and a few months before that, I cooked some wings in Crystal Pepsi. This time, however, going a bit of a different direction, but one which needs to be done. I'm taking a suggestion from the one and only Bob the Raptor, who left a comment in my last month's video suggesting that I cook some wings in this stuff. Beer. Not just any beer though, this comes from the Great Lakes Brewing Company in the Cleveland area of Ohio. This is their Edmund Fitzgerald Porter. It's a very, very dark, very malty type of beer, which actually might not make for a bad flavoring for the wings. Now, in learning from last month's Crystal Pepsi experience, I have decided to pre-marinate my chicken wings in some soy sauce. I also put a little slit in them to allow the soy sauce free movement in and out of the chicken so that the entire wing gets marinated. So it'll be salty and flavorful on the inside and hopefully sweet, thick and malty on the outside. Well, my two pans are preheating as we speak and they're feeling pretty warm, so let's get started. Okay, we have a identical setup to what we had last time with the Crystal Pepsi, except this time I've got the beverage of choice. Hope I don't burn my hand here. It's the Great Lakes Edmund Fitzgerald Porter. And now I'm going to do what I did last time and reduce it in this super hot wok. Oh my god, I can smell it already. While that's going on, let us cook our wings. Okay, the frying pan here is preheated, so now I'm going to add the sesame oil since this is a Asian inspired dish. Just a little bit. Now to take the chicken and fry them up just to crisp the skin up for just a little bit. So the beer has reduced a little bit faster than I thought, so I'm going to quickly move the wings over to the wok. And now here's where the primer cooking occurs. Okay, the wings are fully cooked, so now let's plate them. I must say, those wings don't actually look that bad. Swell them cool down and then chow down. Okay, the wings are done. They have cooked, they have braised in the porter. I'm hopeful for them, but we'll see. Start out with a flap right here, tiny flap. Smells a little bit like the beer, and I can get a little bit of soy in there. A little bit malty, a little bit sweet, a little bit salty too. Salty and malty, like that. So anyway, enough of the smell, let's go for the taste. Edmund Fitzgerald wings. Cheers. At first I thought the inside of the wings were not as salty as before, like it's just as bland as the old Crystal Pepsi wings, but it's still passable. Outside tastes a little bit weird. Not getting much of the beer though, but then again that might be not be a bad thing. Let me try another one. This is another flap, but it's much darker than the other one, so maybe we'll just crisp up more in the pan. Let's try this. It obviously doesn't really remind me of a porter too much. Maybe I'm being thrown off here. Let me fix that real quick. In my infinite wisdom, I bought a second bottle of Edmund Fitzgerald Porter, one to drink. So maybe if I drink the beer with the wings, maybe that'll help out. One for me. And now the wing. Finish this off. The similarity is subtle. Very, very subtle. And I will also say that marinating this stuff in the soy sauce was actually absolutely the right move. Definitely gave the chicken a little bit more of a zing to it. But the more I eat these wings, the more I like them. I still feel like I need to have another one to evaluate this. Here's a really dark one. Maybe I cooked them in the wok a little bit too long, and maybe that's where I'm getting some of the weird flavor from. Maybe it burnt it a little bit. Or maybe it's at the wok too hot, because you don't need to cook them in the wok for very long to get them to the fully cooked temperature. But that being said, as you can see, I'm going to town on these wings right now, and like I said, while they're not blow me away good, they are wings that I would be willing to perfect and make again and eat by myself, not just for YouTube, but casually. I see some promise in these. These are, again, I think I said they are good. I get the very, very subtle hint of the porter flavor. It's very, very subtle though. And again, marinating them in the soy sauce actually absolutely does help increase the saltiness of the chicken a little bit and just makes them perfect. So the sweetness and the maltiness of the beer matches the saltiness of the chicken and the soy sauce. It's all good. Well, that will do it for another episode of Wingin' It here on Bryno's World. I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you got any ideas for wings I can try in the show, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please do, because if and when I get to 100 subs, I will attempt the Carolina Reaper Chicken Wing Challenge, which will be a million times more hot than those things over there. In fact, those things aren't hot at all. I got no follow-up. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a good one. I'm going to eat some wings and drink some beer.